Hi, I'm Casey Truby, and let's talk about reason number 5. Now, some of you read Jim Collins' book, Good to Great. And if you've been to one of my seminars, you know that I read about 10 business books a month. I've done that for 30 years. So I think that's about 3,000 or 4,000 books that I've gone through over that time. And there's probably a dozen that really bubble up to the top, and Good to Great was one of them. And here's the one sentence that I took out of that book that is a mistake that I've made in the past, but I'm working on fixing it now. And that's hiring talent. We don't hire talent. Now, there are two reasons why we don't hire it. Number one, we don't think we can afford it. And number two, sometimes we don't want the competition inside our little kingdom. You know, a lot of business owners, I swear to goodness, they just decide to start a business because they want to be the most important person in the room. And that's plumb nuts. It's very important to have people that are smarter than you and better than you at what they do. And so when I go out to hire people, and I hire a lot of people, and the reason I hire a lot is because a lot of them don't make it more than 3 days. But I hire a lot of people, mostly people that work from home or contractors, because I'm a big believer in outsourcing. I'm a gigantic believer in the virtual business model. And so when I hire people, I'm looking for people that can take responsibility to get things done, that when they reach into areas where they don't have experience, they can go out and get the experience and the knowledge on their own without being prodded or pushed. And so if we fail to hire those kind of people, then here's what happens. We're always chasing around behind them trying to make up for it or trying to adjust your business for it. And it ends up costing you a fortune over the course of a year or 2 or 3 or 4. And so I strongly recommend that the next time you go to hire somebody, hire them based on what they can make you, not what they're going to cost you. The better employee, the person that has the more experience, the better staff person, it's a great investment. Now, you know, I see this all the time when it just flat confuses me because I'll see them go out at a construction company and they'll buy a Caterpillar D9 and I'll say, well, how come you bought the D9 instead of the D6? I said, the D9 costs $78,000 more. And they'll look at me and say, well, I can get twice the work done. Of course I bought the D9. I said, well, why didn't you hire the marketing genius instead of the kid right out of college? $70,000 difference, they'll tell me. And I'm looking at them thinking, my Lord, there's just no connection here, is there? So if you've noticed in the past you've not hired talent, I want you to go back and think about this sincerely. Now, here's something wonderful about the virtual world we're in right now. This is a miracle that's happened in the last 10 years. You can hire talent part-time. There are a lot of people working as consultants out of their home, and I hire marketing consultants and web developers and search engine optimists and financial advisors and marketing consultants, and I hire these people part-time. They just might do a little contract. They might work for 10 or 20 hours. I just hired a writer who's going to help me complete my next book. There's a tremendous amount of labor sitting out there available today. You can hire talent without committing yourself to gazillions of dollars and benefits, etc. And so it's a great time to take a serious audit of who works for you. And do they have talent? And are they the kind of person that can grow into the business as you're growing it? It's Casey Truby. Let's keep that cash register ringing.